Hello, it is Sunday, fun day, January 5th, 2020. Steve Sipress here, and I believe as I'm recording this, well, maybe it's over by now, but I think the Golden Globes were on today, and I'm going to go out on a limb. First of all, not going out on a limb that I wouldn't even possibly watch 1 second of that nonsense, but I'll go out on a limb, and perhaps I'm already proven wrong, that this ridiculous, highly touted, highly anticipated Netflix gangster Jimmy Hoffa movie got totally shut out. I don't even know if it got nominated. Probably did. But what a disaster. So if you really, just look, I love gangster movies. I've watched who knows how many, dozens, I'm sure. They all seem to have kind of the same actors in them, don't they? And this one was no different. So the way I pictured it was like what I call a victory lap. You had Joe Pesci coming out of retirement from Goodfellas and all kinds of other mob things. Harvey Keitel was in there. But you had the main characters of Joe Pesci, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and the director Martin Scorsese, like the Gangster movie Hall of Fame, sitting around and saying, it's the end of our career. We've made a lot of good gangster movies. Let's not bother. Let's not even try. Let's just mail it in, and but let's indulge ourselves and put ourselves on screen and edit nothing and have a movie over 3 hours long. How can you have a gangster movie over 3 hours long with virtually no action? Just amazing. Just a bunch of old guys talking and indulging themselves and congratulating themselves and being all proud of themselves that they're on screen for 3 hours for basically no reason. Everyone knew the ending. It's a true story. I mean, there's no suspense, very little drama at all. Not, spoiler alert here. I mean, I'm sure you've heard all this, but, I heard similar things. Didn't stop me from watching it because, hey, it's Al Pacino, it's De Niro, it's Scorsese, it's Joe Pesci, it's a gangster movie, Jimmy Hoffa. Oh, got to watch this. But, man, now the good news is that my beautiful wife, Michelle, who's a morning person, fell asleep about an hour into the film the first night we watched it. Second night, we picked it up, and she fell asleep after about an hour again. And then the third night, we didn't say, man, I just can't wait to see the ending of this. I'm anticipating it all day. No, we said, we wasted 2 nights on this thing. We might as well watch the end, and let's just see if we can get through this thing. That's how bad this movie is. But that's why I call it a victory lap, okay? That's what happens at the end of a NASCAR or an Indy race, or, you see Usain Bolt, who goes 700 bazillion miles an hour for 100 meters, wins the medal, and then he'll just jog around the whole stadium with a flag, taking high fives and being on camera, and everyone's celebrating, and it's called the victory lap. I remember Cal Ripken doing that when his streak was ending or his career was ending, or whatever. He took a lap around the whole stadium, around the inside of the stadium, so he could high five the fans and whatever. That's a jog, that's a half speed, and you're just basking in the glory and self-indulgence, and that's all I could think about through this entire movie. These guys mailing it in, not even trying. The script was terrible, the acting was terrible, the whole thing was just terrible. Nobody even tried, nobody even cared. But they just kind of, victory lap at the end of a career. I mean, De Niro is like one of the most famous, tough guys of all time. And I don't mean the action Schwarzenegger, Rocky, Rambo types. I mean the, tough guy, Don Corleone, Raging Bull, like the Taxi Driver, these rough, tough guys. Now in real life, of course, you see him constantly on the news being totally deranged and a completely mentally weak loser. And that might have colored my thoughts as I watch the film, now that I know that in person he's a sniveling loser, who's out of his mind, and incredibly weak and has incredibly low self-esteem. But I guess that's why he's such a great actor. The Academy has voted for him lots of awards because they know him personally. And they know it's great acting for him to be a tough guy, because in real life he's a sniveling fool. And Al Pacino followed his career. He's been great and played lots of tough guys. And of course, Joe Pesci, legendary tough guy, is the toughest of all in Goodfellas. I'm funny. You think I'm funny? Funny how? And Martin Scorsese, of course, who's directed a bunch of these. And so we had to watch it, but they mailed it in. And so this leads to, I had a discussion with a business partner, my co-host on the Lessons Learned from Donald Trump podcast. You can go to lessonslearnedfromdonaldtrump.com, and we have almost 200 episodes. We've been doing one every week since Trump was early on the campaign trail years ago. And we never thought, at that point, of course, we didn't think we'd still be doing it by now. But what the heck, he's still in office and he's still Donald Trump, and there's still lessons to be learned. So important business lessons, fun stuff. We have fun, and you learn a money-making lesson. But I was talking to Everett today, and he hadn't seen it yet. And he brought up a brilliant point. Takes a brilliant marketer to come up with this. I told him I was upset that I didn't come up with it myself, but he said, look, here's the deal. Here's Netflix. Unlike a movie in a movie theater that is a one and done, you go to it, opening day, after all the launch and all the hubbub and all the promotion and all the marketing is done, the movie comes out and then word of mouth takes over. And if it sucks, everyone tells everyone it sucks, especially now with social media, and the thing bombs. And if it's good, everyone tells everybody, and the thing's a big hit. But this is Netflix. This is not in a movie theater. This is a subscription service. So he's saying, hey, here's the deal. Netflix, they're no idiots. I mean, they saw the script. They saw the dailies or the rough draft of this thing a while ago, and they saw how bad it was and how terrible a movie it was. And yet, of course, they put a lot of money into it, but they, instead of saying, hey, let's hush this thing or just put it out, it's terrible, let's not draw attention to it, let's just put it out. They have a subscription service. So they said, hey, even though this thing sucks, it's pretty much the worst. I'm sure I haven't seen every one of them, but it's certainly by far the worst gangster movie I've ever seen. Maybe one of the worst movies of any kind I've ever seen, just horrible. But they said, hey, we're a subscription service, so let's use this to get people to say, look, I can't see this on HBO. It's never going to be on HBO. It's never going to be on regular TV. It's never going to be in a theater. It's never going to be on Showtime. It's never going to be on any of these. There's only one way ever to see this movie, and it's Pacino and Joe Pesci coming out of retirement and Robert De Niro and Scorsese and Harvey Keitel, and I just got to see this thing. And you have to, therefore, sign up for Netflix and get at least the 1 month trial or whatever. And now that gives Netflix 1 month or 2 weeks or 10 days, however long their trial is. It gives them that amount of time to have you say, all right, well, now I have this service. Let's, kind of check out what else they got here. Let's look around. Oh, look, they got a season of this and they got this. And Netflix is a major studio now producing I heard something about they want to produce 100 movies a year. So there's plenty of stuff you can't see anywhere else. And they'll, hey, let's check this out. And then they're hoping that you see something that's good. I was going to say at least, not incredibly horrible, but they really want you to, like that Jimmy Hoffa movie is, but they want you to see something that's good. And then to say, hey, let's keep this Netflix thing. It's only 10 or 15 bucks a month or whatever it is. And so that's the marketing strategy. If you have a subscription service, you can promote something even if it's not great, if what's known as the back end, what you have next for your clients, your members, your customers, your patients, whatever it is so great that all you've got to do is get them in the door and they stick around, right? So if you have a really crappy, you have a restaurant, you can, in your German chocolate cake is really crappy, but you can promote it like crazy and run an ad and tell everyone you're going to get a free slice of German chocolate cake and put pictures of it and have some people maybe even ridiculously giving a great review of it or a video of it or something, even though it's terrible, but now you got them in the restaurant. Now they're not likely to just come in and order the cake or get their free slice of cake. They're going to order dinner. And now you have a chance to serve them some great food with some great service and some great ambiance. And wow, look at this menu. It's got so many good things. I want to come back again. You got a chance to get them to come back again, even if your cake is a dog. even if your lead magnet, your front end, whatever you want to call it. By the way, you want help with any of this, you want to discuss any of it, you go to helpfromsteve.com to help you out. It goes by all different names, but whatever your enticing bait front end offer is to get them in. Like, hey, come see a movie with the greatest, mobster actors of all time and director. Like, come see it, even though it's a dog. If you can back it up with all the good stuff, then it worked. So they could have said, let's just scrap this whole thing and not put it on. Let's just bury it and just put it on there but not promote it. But as my good friend Everett pointed out, it's very likely they said, hey, this thing's a real dog, but it might attract a lot of people to at least sign up for a trial or re-sign up for a trial of Netflix, check it out, and then maybe some of them will stay. And I believe that's the strategy they used around this incredibly, incredibly bad movie. So on the night, I believe that one of these, it's award time. One of these award shows is on with celebrating the best movie of the year or all the movies or TV shows or whatever they do on the Golden Globes. Ironic that I'm here talking about the worst, in my opinion, gangster movie of all time, the worst movie of the year, just a piece of dreck. However, Netflix might make a ton of money off it thanks to them being a subscription service. There's something to be said, by the way, every single business can add in subscription, continuity, income, whatever you want to call it. You want help with doing that, put a lot of money in your pocket, help out a lot of people, make you a lot of money. You can have a lot of fun, have a lot less stress in your life when you have that mailbox money, that subscription money, that continuity money automatically bang, 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 coming in every day, every week, every month. How often you have it can be a big part of a very successful business. I can help you do it by going to helpfromsteve.com, or you can just do it on your own and get somebody else to help you out, or not do it at all. Your choice, as always. And that'll do it for Sunday Funday. I'll catch you back here tomorrow when I dip into my personal mailbox and share some marketing, sales, advertising tips based on at least one piece of mail that I have received on Direct Mail Monday. Catch you then. Forget about it.